Hey everybody, my name is ToastVEVO, and welcome to The Cloud. Now this is a choose-your-own-adventure analog horror-style game where Cloud comes to your city. So, let's get right into it. Okay. Good old weather alert. The Cloud is in your area. Please follow the security measures. Lock all doors and windows. Okay. Turn off all lights. Stay indoors. Do not okay, that was way too fast. I could not read all of that. The Cloud is nearly above your house. What will you do? Well, in that case, I suppose I'll lock the door. Let's get locked in that. There we go. What should I do now? We should grab a lantern. Yeah, there we go. We're cooking now. People usually use candles when it rains like this, but it's probably the same as using a small lantern. The focus light grants more long-range vision in the dark. Okay, these are not the options I was expecting. I wanted to, lock my doors and stuff. Let's look at the street, see what's going on. You play with the flashlight a bit, pointing it in all directions, pointing in all directions of the street. Suddenly, hitting a distant human-shaped silhouette, despite being far away, it reacts to the light and starts twitching and shouting. You triggered it. You triggered something inside of it. Let's hide and turn off the lights. That'll surely work out. Surely. You quickly lock the window and turn everything off, and you can run into your room. You pull furniture to barricade yourself behind the door. The adrenaline grants you strength to complete the task in seconds. Tonight, you're staying under the bed, unable to sleep properly. You're paranoid, but you need to promise that you won't leave the room for anything in the world. You'll ignore anything unusual and follow the rules that were broadcasted on TV. Okay, got it, ignore. And I did it. Incredible. The desperate silhouette outside fades into the rain, and after some time, the cloud is gone. You can go back to your daily routine safe and sound. Ending 1. Beautiful. Okay, so there's 19 endings to this game. So we're gonna be here for quite a while while I try to lab out all these endings. Okay, good old classic start, good old weather alert. Awesome. I listen, I'm trying to follow these security measures, okay? You don't understand. Yeah. But this time, you wanna know what? I am not gonna follow these, Okay, so I wonder what happens if I try to fight him, actually. So I'm gonna do the same stuff, but this time I am going to, what's the word? Try to fight him instead of, running away. We grab a lantern, and then we shine it outside, and then we're gonna throw some hands with him. Yeah, come on, buddy. Yeah, get ready to defend yourself. There we go, that's the spirit. You go for the kitchen knife. Wrapping your fingers around it, you can almost feel the creature through the street to jump into your house. It bursts through the windows open and roars loudly when it spots you. You have to defend yourself. Okay, well first I'm gonna try to dodge, then I'm gonna use the knife. Gotta catch him off guard, right? Oh my god. Brother, what happened to you? The creature charges and swings its arms. But you crouch and let it move, cutting its legs to make it trip and fall near the stove. Your heart races as it feels like it's the best time to act. Now we use the knife. Okay. You run and mount the beast while piercing it again and again. It ignores the pain and starts to rise. Wow, I can't read today. It ignores the pain and starts to rise, lifting you from the ground as well. But you don't give up. The adrenaline makes you go faster, aiming for new spots. You stab it again, digging through the monster's back with all your strength. You carve it to the bone, leaving the knife dull and crooked. You dig your fingers around the spine of the monster, fixating your feet on its body and using all your muscles to pull the spine up. Well, let's get to pulling. Golly, what a way. The spine breaks and you fall back with a piece of it in your hands. The monster is dead, completely exhausted. You look at the window and notice that you fought for so long the cloud is already gone. You survived. It's a miracle. We'll need a lot of therapy to recover from it. Okay, ending 16. So that's alright. So we already got 1 in 16. So I think I'm going to try to get the ending where I die to the monster. I feel like that's the best way to go about it so far. I'm trying to do this very methodically, so I can get all the endings without, like, really missing any as I go along. I feel like that's the best way to go about it. But I do wonder what happens when you, keep the lights on. Alright, I want to see what happens when I lose to the monster. We'll get ready to defend myself, right? And I have to, like, what's the word? I'm gonna try to use the knife to begin with. Oh, wow. You jump towards it, hoping to avoid damage. You avoid the bite and pierce the neck, but the monster ignores the pain. Blood doesn't come out of it like it would have from a human. You find the proper balance to kick the monster in the kitchen and gain a bit more space to defend yourself. The blood of the abomination is absurdly fast to coagulate when exposed to the air. The neck wound is covered in a thick red layer. I'm gonna avoid killing it. Okay. You'll do your best, but you don't want to kill it. The thing might have been inhuman and you don't want this on your mind. You grab the head and keep it away while the knife goes straight to the face. You pierce it and remove the knife inside to make sure you cut along the jaw tendons. Now you grab the arm and pull, doing everything you can to break it. You're not like the monster. You have to breathe, gain distance, and charge again, but the monster is mindless. It has zero strategy. Once the rain outside stops, you and the monster fall to the ground. The creature has tendons and cut and limbs broken, and you're completely exhausted. Okay, let's call the authorities, get them over here. You know, not really much of a choice here, but... Hello, fellow authorities. You call the authorities and tell them what happened. After showing them the creature, they take it away for testing. Soon they show the public what can happen if you don't follow the rules. You were lucky to escape without a fine this time, since it was your fault for not following the correct procedure. But this experience was punishment enough. Beautiful. Okay, that's already another ending. You know, I didn't realize I was gonna, like, be steamrolling through these endings like this. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, well, anyways, let's continue forth. I'm pretty sure, that's the amount of endings I can get right there just for doing the monster. Right? So, I'm kind of curious, right? If I got the lantern, and what was it? There's an option to go to the roof or something? I mean, I assume you can go look at the cloud or something along those lines, so... You know, I kind of want to check that one out, see what's going on. So, you know, we lock the door, good old classic stuff, right? We grab a lantern, right? And then we go to the roof. Check the roof. There we go. Oh, the ceiling roof. You don't want rain invading the house from an unseen spot, so you start walking around looking for any hole that might cause a leak. The lantern makes it feels like you're in a ghost hunting show. It adds a bit of fun to the experience. Okay, let's keep looking around, see what's going on. You keep looking. It looks like everything's intact, but you have to be sure. Your inspection is halted by a suspicious noise coming from the kitchen. Instantly turning around, you hear the footsteps of someone invading your house. Well, I can't say that I'm not curious, so I kind of want to see if it's the monster again. What is that Gojo pose? Oh my gosh. You feel like you're being watched, so you quickly point your lantern towards the hall. There's a man there. He invaded through the open window. He seems hurt. He's shaking. His wide eyes reflect the light of a lantern. Before you can say anything, he grabs his own flesh and tears it apart. His scream turns into a ferocious roar, and he moves forward with wide steps. Okay. He is going to murder me. The seemingly fragile man jumps at you like a beast. His forehead hits yours like a hammer, and his weight pushes you against the wall. He bites you quick like a dog, then stretches back and punches your head against the wall. You land a punch, but he turns his face quick enough to avoid to bite your hand while digging through your skin at the tips of your fingers. You're covered in warm blood. The warmth and pain stays with you until your last breath as the feral man keeps punching. Monster. Oh my god. You're found lifeless. Your body made completely unrecognizable by someone with uncontrollable rage. The killer is still on the loose. Ending 4. Okay, this is... Golly. Wow. Torn apart. Okay, so I wonder if anything different happens if I go to check the bathroom. Because I assume the guy is still going to break into the house, right? So, in this case, I think it'd be a lot more interesting, you know, check the bathroom and then, like, see if there's anything in the bathroom. But I don't know if that'll give me the same ending as, like, actually fighting him. Although, I suppose we'll see. So... You know, let's get on with it here. That is such a long intro. So let's lock the door, right? Now, I feel like no matter what I do, the monster's gonna get in, because, like, I feel like even if I chose, like, the lock your, windows and, did it say windows and door? I don't know. I can't reach, to save my life. Anyway, let's get this guy right here. Right. So we go check the roof. And this time, we're gonna go check the bathroom, where there might be leaks. The tiny bathroom feels different from the rest of the house, but you can't tell why. It's a sensation, something in the air. The light of the lantern is doubled by the mirror, but now the glass feels like a portal to a similar place, with a doppelganger looking at you from the other side. Let's touch the mirror. Let's see what's going on. You touch the mirror with the tip of your finger, noticing it's just glass and there's no other version of you. The sound of the rain makes you relaxed and sleepy, maybe the shadows too. The sudden sleepiness quickly takes you over and you notice your eyes closing with your reflection vanishing in the dark. Code? What? What? You wake up on the bathroom floor, unharmed. The cloud is gone and everything is safe once again. You get up to see what your fingerprints left on the mirror, but you don't remember drawing that. Rows and rows of lines and dots. There is no way they're gonna make me... Seriously? Morse code? Dude. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's gonna be important for another ending. I'll come back to that. I'll come back to that. I'm just trying to see what endings I can get now before having to, really... Well, that's probably one of the cloud's secrets. It said that, like, in some of the, choices, you discover, like, what's the word? The secrets of the cloud. So I'm kind of curious to see if that's, what's the word? Unveils, like, a little bit of secrets of the cloud. Honestly, it may. Because, like, I don't know, he probably got, like, some esoteric knowledge or something while doing that. In any case. So I am going to, you know, kind of change the pace here. I'm going to lock the door and the windows. A little bit of a change of pace. You turn the key and lock the doors and windows, filling the house with a sensation of safety. What will you do now? Okay, let's light a candle. See what's going on. There we go. You remain in the dark, but dare to light a candle. Its gentle glow illuminates your path through the house, yet it also casts a faint, haunting light visible through your window. Let's read a book. Let's read a book, see what's going on. So we're just gonna ignore this guy over here? Right? Oh, War of the Worlds. Right here? Seriously, dude? Okay. You grab a copy of War of the Worlds and start reading. The mystery in the narrative now feels eerily similar to your current situation. Suddenly, your relaxation is shattered by someone desperately knocking at the windows and door. The person seems to be in distress, their voice mingling with the sound of the rain, making any words difficult to distinguish. How do you react? Yeah, we ignore the hell out of them. We ignore them. And I got the same ending. Okay. Okay, so I guess I should... I feel like if I try to help them, though, it's just gonna result in, like, one of the, endings where I had already, like, you know, tried to assist him. Or not tried to assist him, but, you know, he kind of came in my house, and, you know, we started boxing, because, you know, random guy comes in your house with a bloodied mouth, like, I think the most sane thing is to grab a knife and try fighting him, you know? Like, personally, if I was in this situation, and a dude with a bloodied mouth came in my house, dude, I'd be tweaking, personally. Alright, anyway, so let's kind of go through the same options before, and then, I don't know if letting him in will, bring a different path here. How about we tell him to go away? Okay, now we're back here. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we get murked, to say the least. Oh my gosh. Alright, already got on that. Okay, so, I don't know, is there anything else I can actually do with that? I don't know if there's, a different because I feel like even if I, like, let him in and try to help him, he's just gonna murder me again, right? That's the kind of vibe I'm getting. I mean, I'm still gonna try it to see if, like, I'm absolutely correct or not. But I'm getting the vibe that he's just gonna, like, just come in here and just absolutely murk the hell out of me. So, you know, same old stuff right here, right? We light the candle, right? There we go. We read a book. Yup. And then we open the door to save them. Oh, hey, it is different. Someone is in danger. You're sure of it. You rush to the door, completely taken by empathy, and open the door. A silhouette trips and falls inside the house, right next to you. You close the door to prevent anything else from getting inside. Let's help them up, see what's up. Oh my god, what happened? You reach for the person in the dark. Dark. Jeez, speech impediment coming back. You reach for the person in the dark. It seems to be a man, and you help him get him up. Please don't turn on the lights, he begs in a distorted voice, sounding like something is stuck in his throat. You ask what happened as you help him get to the kitchen to sit on a chair. It's the first time you've seen a person who walked under the cloud. It feels like a perfect chance to understand it. That thing out there, I've been tracking it, researching it. It isn't a natural phenomenon like our parents heard from years ago. It's out of control. It's stable now, but it can change. The man has a hard time breathing, but is passionate about what he has to say. You listen with patience, as it's useless to call an ambulance now. They won't drive under the cloud. Huh, so interesting. So that cloud is a persisting phenomena in this world, rather than it being like a once in a lifetime thing, or like something that barely happens, right? I guess could be understood by the weather alert they had prepared for it. When you're under it sometimes, it thinks you're fit for it. It takes you up there and you see the truth. It took my brother and I couldn't stop trying to understand it since then. It chooses people. We can't tell anyone about the light. He relaxes his body without the strength to move or talk anymore. All he can do is breathe. Worried about his last words, you get a blanket and cover him completely, to keep him from seeing light after the event outside happens. Yes. He whispers, seeing the blanket. As soon as the cloud is gone, you call an ambulance and explain everything. It takes less than 5 minutes for a siren to be heard. As soon as you open the door to meet the paramedics, everything goes dark. You wake up on your couch and there's nothing in the house. No signs of a man. The blanket is in your room as if it wasn't touched at all. Huh. How interesting. Your closest neighbors say they saw a vehicle stopping by your house right after the cloud went away. But it wasn't an ambulance. It was a black van with tall men. Oh, they men in blacked me. Oh, that's what happened. They totally men in blacked me, didn't they? You know, I was really expecting that, me getting the guy inside, I was expecting to be the monster and it just to, like, end up like the other ones. How interesting. Okay, so, there's something about this cloud, which, I mean, this is kind of a given, you know, the government wants to withhold some information about this cloud from its citizens. It seems like that guy got a little bit too close to the truth, and, they weren't rocking with that. Okay, let's see what the other options I can do after locking the door and the windows. Now, I kind of want to save going outside for last, because that seems like it's the most interesting. So let me turn off the lights, see if anything different happens. You quickly press all the switches around your house, making it as dark as a cave. The low light coming through the window is more than enough for you to see your way around. Now we wait. Alright, let's sit and use our headphones. Okay, we're here again. Yup, your relaxation is, okay, so let's open the door to save them, and then let's see if there's anything else we can do right here. Let's turn on the light. So it is the monster! Huh! Wow! Okay. Wait, you flip the nearest switch, light fills the room and there's something there that looks like a person. It seems to be a man, someone caught by the cloud in the middle of the street. The light makes him shake and his eyes open wide, his hair falling over his shoulders and face. On his knees, he looks at the light as if it's a source of unmeasurable horror. He raises his hands to try to touch his shaky face and uses all of his strength to poke through his cheeks, grabbing the flesh and ripping it apart. You try to interfere, tell him to stop, pull him away from the light, but his hands move with feral strength as he removes the flesh, showing all of his teeth, screaming with rage. The seemingly fragile man jumps you like a beast. Yep. And then he, murks me again. Well. Huh. Okay, so the lights seems to be a trigger of sort for these, like, monsters. So typically they can be pretty tame, but if they get hit by, like, light, then it, like, something triggers inside of them, they just, like, start going feral. I wonder how that has anything to do with, like, what's the word, like, blue light, or, like, what's the word? Like, artificial light, per se, as to, like, the sunlight? Huh. How interesting. So I'm kind of curious about opening the door right now. I'm gonna do that. I am utterly curious. You open the door and dare to go against common sense. Your curiosity has taken over your mind, and you've never seen or heard of any casualties involving the cloud. Maybe it's all just a myth. Beyond the door, the rain looks like any other, falling onto an empty street. Let's touch the rain. Oh, I like that little illustration. You've raised an arm, letting a single drop land on your skin. Nothing. You shake it off and bring your hand to your nose, checking for any chemical scent. The liquid has no smell on it at all. It reinforces the thought that everything you knew about this phenomenon might be nothing more than a myth. Well, in that case, if we're so concerned about it being a myth, I feel like we should walk outside here. See what's going on. Defying all the warnings you've heard, you step outside, letting the rain drench you. You stand there for a few seconds, testing it, determined to prove it was all a myth. Well, let's stay in the rain. See what's going on, right? The rain surrounds you, and something starts pulling you up. The pulling is so strong that in a matter of seconds you're inside the cloud. Your flight halts abruptly. In the darkness, you feel movement and see blinking lights. Okay. Valve, is that you? Left 4 Dead? Is that you? Suddenly, the thing in front of you flashes a sequence of lights. They're so bright it feels like they enter your body. Your head is heavy, and you can't breathe properly. You close your eyes and saw yourself back on the street. In a second, your body is still aching from the weird flashes and the sensation of something moving inside your skull. You feel tired. You head back home. For some reason, the light coming out of it makes you feel worse. You shake and feel extremely weak. Anger begins to fill up inside of you. You could rip your own flesh apart. You just want to hunt and kill anything in your path. Ending 8. Okay, so from my understanding, it seems that this cloud or whatever injects a sort of parasite in your mind that leads you to, upon seeing like any source of light, particularly artificial light within your home, it just makes you like just want to rip your flesh and like kill things, right? So that's why they tell you to turn off the lights. So what's curious is it says do not store like any liquid or something along those lines. So I'm kind of curious if I like lock the door and windows, if there's like, maybe I just lock the door. But I feel like there's something to do with like if I go in the bathroom and I wait in there when the monster comes in. I feel like there might be something I can do there. So I'm just gonna lock the door. And then what's the word? I don't want to keep the lights on. I want to, grab a lantern, and I think that's implied that you turn the lights off. Wait, actually, let me illuminate the sky. I haven't done that one yet. Kind of curious. Although I kind of want to check the roof, and, I want to illuminate the sky, actually. I want to see what's up. You approach the window and point the lantern up, trying to see if it has enough power to reach the mysterious phenomena above your house. For a second, it seems like it won't be able to, but you're not sure. You just need to be able to focus a bit. Let's change the focus. See what's going on in the sky. You adjust the lantern until the light is strong enough to get near the gray cloud. It seems that something emits a light back from the cloud, like a tiny bright star. You turn off your lantern to see if it's some sort of reflection, but the light blinks for less than a second. The sight freezes you from inside, and now you've been seen by whatever that is. Let me shine the light back. You know, kind of a little bit of communication. You dare to turn your lantern and blink it once. The light up there answers by blinking once too. Oh, it's that Morse code segment. Oh my god, are you serious? I think so. Let me blink twice. You blink 2 times. The light answers by doing the same. Blink back. Huh, so there's some entity up there that responds. You dare to turn the lantern on and blink it once. The light answers by blinking once too. So let's blink 3 times. See if anything happens. You decide to blink 3 times. As soon as you do it, the light in the sky disappears, and the rain stops immediately. The world around you is thrown into silence. You look around and look up again. The cloud seems a bit wider than before. Within the moments, the thing that you and everyone else feared is at ground level. You feel cold, desperate, and you know it doesn't matter if you keep the lights on or off anymore. You turn them on and walk to the door to see if it's really locked. That's when the smoke-like air begins to enter your house through the thin space between the door and the walls. You look back and it's also happening in the window. The cloud is here. You hold your breath and run to the front door. As soon as you step outside, the silence is broken by the sound of people coughing, screaming, and running. Some people even got to their cars and tried to drive beyond the reach of this old thick fog. But you can't hold your breath anymore, and breathing in teaches you something new. There's oxygen to the fog. You feel like an army of ants has invaded your body through your lungs, each imaginary ant chewing on your flesh from inside and digging deeper. But you can't even scream, so they took over your lungs first. The microscopic chaos in the air is only interested in doing the most damage possible. So you're even a bit thankful that you won't be conscious to hear people trying to scream while they twitch their bodies in the fog. Hours later, the only sounds in the town come from animals. It's as if the fog wanted to kill every person it could touch. The authorities came in quickly. They'll have a lot of work to create a story to explain why an entire town died. Interesting. So there's some sentient... Okay, so obviously that Morse code thing has something to do with the bathroom ending. And, I'm probably just gonna, edit out a part where I, go back and take a picture of it so I can, properly follow that ending. And also, we've already gotten, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've already gotten 8 of the endings done. Okay, we're on pretty good pace. That's pretty damn good pace if I've ever seen it. Okay, so... in this case, I suppose I kind of want to illuminate the sky and then go back, and then, not talk to the thing, or maybe I should blink as many times as I want. I wonder if that'll lead to into the same ending. So we grab a lantern. There we go. Then we illuminate the sky yet again. And we see the little guy up there. Change focus. Yeah, we have to change the focus, and then we see the little guy up there. And then shine the light back. And then let's just blink as many times as I want. I wonder if that'll do anything different. You decide to go crazy and turn on and off the flashlight to create a sequence of quick flashes. When you get tired and turn it off, the light up there is also turned off. The rain stops immediately, and the entire... Oh, I feel like... this is the same ending, isn't it? The rain stops immediately, and the entire world is thrown into an eerie silence. You freeze. You stand there for minutes, unable to do anything but hope for the best, for it to be your lucky day. Suddenly, in the horizon, you see the light of day. It seems that the cloud is going away. You're so used to it that you could hear... Wow, that you could swear... it's leaving way sooner than it used to. How interesting. The light of day follows the entire town. The light of day arrives and the entire town is filled by it. The cloud is gone. You're safe. The weird light trick you did didn't cause any major problem, but now you swear you'll follow the correct procedures if you ever find yourself in this mysterious event again. So we get ending 14 this time. Okay, I'm kind of curious why I chose the truck here for this ending. Okay, I'm gonna edit out this part now where I go to the bathroom, and I'm gonna redo the bathroom ending, take a picture of the Morse code, and then try to communicate to the light with it. So I'll be right back when I do that. All right, so back right now. Okay, so for context, I don't think the Morse thing is important because I put it to an image to Morse code translator, and it just said the ending text. Also, for this ending, what I'm doing right now is I locked the doors and windows, and I got the candle out, and I decided to look out the window. As you reach the window, you see wet drops running down the glass and wonder why you were taught to call that liquid instead of water. You watch as the drops hit the street, but there's something unusual about it. The rain falls in perfect order, drops side by side. You feel like you've seen this before. It's exactly like a shower. Okay, let's take notes here. See what are you writing down, buddy? What do you got? You grab a pen and paper and start taking notes of what you see, even sketching the pattern of the falling rain, adding details. You remember the fear in the eyes of your grandma every time the cloud came, and how this fear was diluted in your parents and into you, resulting in this handwritten file. As you begin to write your thoughts, something absurd begins to happen. The liquid starts going back. It gathers over the asphalt and begins to travel upwards, like reverse rain. What fell from the sky ascends, accompanied by a fake rain noise echoing, pretending it's still following. Without proper attention, one might think it's an illusion, but you see the reality. Fight for the truth. Oh wow, full-blown conspiracy theorist now. You document everything you've seen, and once the cloud is gone, you start interviewing people. You write a book about your findings, and the book is a success. People want answers from the government, and you start a social movement. They have to let the people know about the cloud. Okay, so from this, we can determine that the cloud is some, like, government, but why would they, like, do something like that? Why would the government do something? What a fantastic question. In any case, I'm more curious about, like, what the intention of this, like, man-made structure is. And why, like, yeah, but, like, even then, there's something living in there, right? Because, like, it, like, gave us a parasite, you know, that, like, made us, like, not receptible to light. On top of, you know, like, there's a light in the sky that you can interact with, you know? So I'm gonna go through the same kind of, what's the word? Things here. You know, look out the window, except I'm gonna choose the other option instead of looking for the truth. Open the window slightly. Oh, hello, droplet. A daring experiment. You open the small window gap and wait for the right moment. As soon as a drop falls to the inner side of the window, you quickly look at it. Now you have a sample. Something you can see closer. Examine for yourself. Okay. Well, I suppose I'm gonna drink the water. See what it does to me. You've always wanted to see if it tastes like water, and surprisingly, it does. It disappears in your mouth, mixing with the saliva. It's a bit anticlimactic. You thought you would taste something new, but it's just regular water falling from the sky. You wonder if it's some sort of social control experiment to see if people will question anything they're told by the authorities. Oh! My god. Seeing no danger in it, you decide to open the door and windows. As you reach for the entrance of the house, you hit your head with an uncontrollable force. The involuntary movements get stronger and force you to again and again. Blood runs down your face as your entire body loses control and keeps trying to destroy itself. You end up smashed up against the door. Alright, so I'm going to skip ahead and get to the other option. Alright, so we back here, you know, we let the little water droplet in. So now I want to watch it closer instead of drinking it. Because obviously there's like, I think the parasite still exists within this water, right? Which is why we started banging our head against the door, because our lights were still on. Which, I mean, I think that's correct, you know? We didn't have anybody to kill, so we killed ourselves, you know? A clean water drop hits this on the side. It fell from outside, and a few seconds ago it's still wobbly. In fact, the movement doesn't seem to be fading. It's constant. The mysterious liquid starts to slide towards the glass. From afar, one would believe it's some sort of insect crawling over the window. Let's stop it with a cup. Oh! My god. What happened? What happened? You grab a cup and use it to block the path of the liquid, making it go idle for a second. It stays there, analyzing the surrounding glass and what's beyond it. Suddenly, the drop compresses itself and jumps. It's as fast as a bullet, breaking the glass and piercing your hand so swiftly you can only feel your body retracts. The drop hits the roof and bounces in all directions with extreme speed, slicing through your thigh like butter. It takes less than a second for it to travel around the room, piercing everything in its path. Now you're dizzy, blood spraying from multiple wounds. It's hard to breathe. The world is getting dark. You cough and fall to the ground, seeing a tooth that was removed from your mouth with flashing speed. Cheese. Yo, yeah, I guess we're kind of cheese at this point. Yep. Your body is found pierced hundreds of times. It'll be hard to determine the correct number of wounds. The window is broken, and whatever attacked you is gone. Your body looks like cheese. Huh. Okay, so I'm gonna go back there again, and instead try using the candle on it. Okay, so we're back here. I'm now going to use the candle on it. And it reminds me, so I was looking at the beginning, right? And it said to not, like, touch, store, or drink the liquid from the cloud. So, you know, that's kind of the, venture we're going through now. See if it evaporates, right? You hold the flame under it, making it form bubbles. A sound emits from it, growing louder and louder. Determined to see how much it takes to evaporate it, you persist, not noticing a mysterious puddle sliding inside your house from under the door. As the puddle draws closer, it gains size and takes on a human-like shape. It grabs your shoulder and turns you around. Oh! Wow! There's no time for reaction. The translucid humanoid in front of you hits you with the speed of a rocket. Another punch and your ribs are gone. You can't even scream for help. It's as if the sizzle of the small drop was enough to call for backup. Ending 9. How interesting. Okay. I don't know what to do for the rest of these endings, so I'm just kind of experiment around, and I'll let you guys know if anything happens. Okay, so for this one, what I did is I locked the doors and windows, but I kept the lights on. And then it brought me to the kitchen here, to which, you know, it's telling me to either throw a towel over the liquid, fill a hole in the window, and watch and see what happens. And I'm very curious to see what I watch, when I watch and see what happens. Oh, my god. Okay, is that the translucid human we saw earlier? The liquid moves slowly, gathering the same spot and gradually rising up from the ground in a jelly-like shape. It is mysterious, unexplainable, yet strangely beautiful. There's a captivating elegance in the way that it moves smoothly, reaching out for you. Okay. It gets closer, and you wonder if you should try to communicate with this unexplainable force. But before you can utter a word, the liquid spreads with tremendous speed, enveloping your body from mouth to your feet. It forms a thin, wet layer over your skin and clothes, compressing with the strength of a machine. Okay, I feel like I'm gonna see the dead guy again. The sound of your bones breaking is loud, echoing through the house. The liquid starts folding you from the feet upward. Your screams are drowned out by the cacophony of rain and snapping bones. It reaches your spine, bringing everything into an endless shadow. Origami. Your body is found like a human origami. Ending 3. Okay, interesting. I'm gonna get back to that point and see what happens if I choose the other options. Okay, so this time we're going to throw a towel over the liquid and see what happens. Hopefully it does. Okay, I feel like we might be cooked again. In your haste, you dart to your room and grab a blanket instead of a towel. Something big begins to soak up the entire puddle. You cast it over the kitchen and watch it as it slowly drinks up the liquid. The fresh raindrops falling and melding into the blanket begins to move. I'm gonna run. Okay. That was that was a little bit, I'm cooked. Yeah, it's over. It's not looking good. Knowing you can't leave the house, you dash towards your room. You can only hear your footsteps, but your speed is halted by a cold tentacle wrapping around your neck. It pulls you to the ground instantly. Your hands clutch at the cold wrap around your neck, realizing it's a part of the blanket stretching to reach you. You try to scream, but your mouth is shut tight by the blanket. Pressure and pain build up. You can only breathe through your nose, listening to the snapping bones in your body. You feel everything. The burning pain is like being dipped into a pool of lava. As your broken ribs begin to tighten around your lungs, you fade into an endless darkness. Packed. Holy moly, dude. Just a meat cube? Your body is compressed into a floating red ball, contained by the blanket full of mysterious liquid that rained down from the cloud. Ending 2. So, I assume if I chose the other option, I would have gone the same thing. I'm gonna find out, but, you know, I assume it's gonna be the exact same thing. Hey everyone, so, for this ending, I am, what's the word? Wow, what can I think? I only locked the door, and I kept the lights on. So, let's see where this goes. The warning thing is exaggerated to make sure everyone is safe. It's probably completely fine to leave the lights on. The TV will keep broadcasting the warning, so you should find something to distract yourself while you wait for things to go back to normal. Let's get some food going. Okay, some good old, okay, some eggs and bacon. Okay, I see you, right? You decide to fry some eggs and bacon. Not a care in the world. You survived the cloud once and will survive it again. You tell yourself. You let the sound of the egg and the hot oil with the rain, into a symphony. The bacon changes the smell of the house, helping you avoid negative thoughts. Well, we gotta grab something to drink. Let's be honest. What beverages do we have? You open the fridge and start choosing something to drink, but a wet sound grabs your attention. You turn to see the window open. The house is full of liquid that you weren't meant to see, store, or even touch. The raindrops fall quickly and churn midair to get inside. It's not the wind, it's something else. Well, let's jump on the table. Get out of there. Holy moly. So it seems that this water has some sort of parasitic relationship with human beings to where it kind of seeks them out. And it's also probably a government experiment, let's be honest. In a daring movement, use the distance left to jump over the table, where the floor is already covered by the liquid. You manage to land on it, but you don't feel safe. Well, I feel like I should find higher ground, to be completely honest. You climb from the table to the sink and do your best to climb over the fridge. Sit with your legs crossed. This is your last safe spot. All you can do is wait and hope for the best. After an hour, the rain stops, and now you see another mysterious aspect of the liquid. It is retracting. Using its ability to ignore gravity, the liquid quickly moves out of the house and through the same window it came from. It leaves everything completely dry. Even after the cloud is left, you take some time before leaving on top of the fridge. You'll never forget the day you almost died. You survived. You almost can't believe it, and now you know the reason why you and everyone else should follow the procedures and avoid that weird phenomena. From now on, you'll always follow the rules. Ending 18. Alright, cool. Time to do a bit more experimenting, see what other endings I can get. Okay, so we're back here. I did the same options as before, except I chose to exercise instead of anything else. Or instead of making food. Some exercise would do good. You stretch and decide to do some crunches. You can see the window every time and your head gets up. 1, 2, 3. You start counting the movements in your mind. Everything looks and feels safe. The soothing sound of the rain is only interrupted by the impression you heard of someone yelling on the street. Well, I gotta stop and look. Oh, my god. What happened to you, brother? Jesus H. Christ. You get there quickly and see the blurry movement of a man that has the same features as a zombie. You lock the window and see the thing hit the glass and leave bloody fingerprints all over it. The monster sees you and tries to bite you through the window, smearing its face against the glass. It starts headbutting it to break the window and get inside. Punch that thing, dude. Punch that thing, man. Uh-oh. I feel like I might be losing. You punched it hard, but it does nothing. The monster doesn't notice how sharp the glass is digging through the flesh of its neck. You grab its head and try not to get bit and use your own weight to pull on it. The broken glass works like a saw, finally ending the monster as it cuts a path between the vertebrae. You fall down with the skull of the creature in your hands, trembling in fear. Okay, so I'm guessing it's the same ending as before where I call the authorities. Yep. Hey everyone, so we're back here. What's the word? So I locked the door, didn't lock the windows, the guy broke in, and I'm in the bathroom trying to hide from him. So I'm gonna try to keep quiet here and see what happens. The bathroom door shakes as the person tries to open it. You keep yourself silent and fully focused on reinforcing this last barrier between you and danger. Moments later, the house is silent and it sounds like the invader is gone. But now fear won't let you move away from the door. Wait it out. You open the door and after a few hours, ready to risk your life in a fight against any invader, you walk silently through the house, but the invader is gone. The window is open, and that's the only proof that someone was there. Nothing was stolen or destroyed, and you learn to never leave the window unlocked again. Ending 12th. Alright, so we have 3 more endings to get now. We have ending 6, 17, and 19 to get. So, I'll let you know, guys know when I get those ones. Alright, so for this ending, I locked all the doors and windows, and then I, just turned off the lights, and then I went to go look out the window. In that low light, you can see the cloud outside. It's big and gray with a dark spot in the middle. It looks like a gray egg yolk covering the entire town and rain made with mysterious liquid. You wonder why you grew up hiding from it and seeing it hide from everyone else as well. It looks harmless, even less dangerous than the average rain. There's no thunder in the cloud. Let's keep staring at it. Oh. The more you look at it, the more it feels hypnotic. It's soothing. Maybe it's the rain or something in the vast gray formation above everyone's head. Slowly, you fall asleep. This feels different from your regular sleep at night. You're aware of everything in the dark you see before you. Your closed eyes feels like a screen about to be turned on. Soon, you see something. Even with your eyes closed, green particles moving around and taking the form of unknown letters. An alphabet. The words made of green symbols running around your inner screen, getting faster and faster. The words get smaller and distant, abundant like ants inside the hive. They move with impressive speed, then everything goes dark. It feels like a couple of minutes before you start having a crazy dream. It's fun, like a video game. You feel thrilled in this exaggerated situation. In this fun dream, you're this alien entity fighting hordes of enemies with your abnormal strength. It feels like you can win the war alone, even against upgraded enemies, like the ones that can shoot projectiles. Game over. The upgraded units took you down with their long-range weapons. You fall and see a game over screen. In reality, you were shot 12 times, until someone finally aimed at your skull. You were in the middle of the street, attacking people like an uncontrollable beast. The authorities took you down, claiming that the stress led you into a psychotic state. Ending 6. Okay, so we're back here, defending ourselves against the monster. Before, I hadn't stomped on it, so I'm gonna try that. You jump over it, stomping and breaking some of his ribs. It tries to get up, but rolls to the side, making you fall over as you hit over the stove, hitting your head. Before you can recover, the thing grabs you and bites your shoulder. You scream and push it away. You have a fraction of a second to think, so you go for the burner and turn it on, lifting your body while guarding your neck. The fire hits the face of the beast, but it won't let you go. You can only hope it won't stop the burner. Don't give up. The fire burns in the head of the monster, boiling part of its brain. In an effort to survive, you grab your phone and call an ambulance. You hold your neck tightly to keep the life from leaking out of you. When you open your eyes, you're in a hospital with your neck stitched. You survive by a miracle. Ending 17. Alright, so we have one more ending to get, and that is ending 19. So, I'll be right back when I get that. Okay, so I've been sat here for like 30-ish minutes trying to figure out how to get ending 19. I have no idea how to do it. I'm gonna be completely honest, it's like the last ending I need, and I have no idea what I need to do. There's like no information online or anything, so, for the sake of time, specifically mine, I'm just gonna call it here. My name is ToastVEVO. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. We have a Discord server too if you want to join that. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.